Hello, this is Reverend Bill Ryan. And with the election just over a week away, I thought it would probably be a good time to maybe review some of the points of the reigning vice president. I've got some quotes here that I thought that we could go over and see if we can make some sense out of them. Um, First thing and most importantly, I guess the longest time, and I'm guilty of this too, I was pronouncing her name Kamala, which is what I thought people were supposed to pronounce her name. But I guess it's come out now that that is incorrect. Her name's Kamala, like in camel toe. So we want to make sure that we get that correct. So it's Kamala, as in camel toe. And with that said, let's take a look. I think a lot of her points stress time, passage of time. I think she refers to as, which sounds very very poetic. It sounds it's like something you'd read sophomore in high school in a Robert Frost um, poem. Uh, but under closer scrutiny, I think what she's trying to explained to us as a passage of time is that we're all living in a linear uh, timeline, which I guess may have escaped her. Um, I don't know of many of us that live in a timeline that loops back on itself. Um, I mean, when you talk about passage of time, to me that means you wake up in the morning and you might have a bowl of cereal. Let's see, around 7 o'clock, and through the passage of time, maybe around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you might need to eat again due to this linear timeline which we all exist on, or the passage of time, which is great. So let's look at these quotes, keeping that this passage of time um, point. It seems to be very very crucial to her in a lot of things she says. So one quote is, "We must together work together to see where we are, okay, where we are headed, where we are going, and our vision for where we should be, but also see it as a moment to, yes, together address the challenges and to work on the opportunities that are presented by this moment." Again, time seems to be very important to this woman. We must together work together, okay, to see where we are, okay, where we are headed, where we are going, and our vision for where we should be, but also see it as a moment to, yes, together address the challenges and to work on the opportunities that are presented by the moment. So I guess what she's saying is, if I had to guess, we have to work towards something, keeping in mind where we are, I guess, which I would think would be kind of the normal condition. Aren't we always aware of where we are, where we're going somewhere? Otherwise, maps wouldn't be very helpful to us. We know hypothetically going to, I don't know, New York, we have to keep in mind that right now we are in, Tennessee. Okay, sure. I guess if you feel like you need to state that, that's what I get out of that anyway. Next one. What else do we know about this population 18 through 24? They are stupid. Okay, well, I would think that would be her core audience. So maybe she shouldn't slam um, who she probably relies on for support. But then again, she's vice president, and I'm not. So maybe she knows something I don't. I wouldn't think you'd want to slam your core audience, but that's just me. Next, with us in government, we campaign with the plan, uppercase T, uppercase P, the plan. And then the environment is such that we're expected to defend the plan. With us in government, we campaign with the plan. and then the environment and such that we're expected to, again, without understanding what plant she's talking about, this is pretty vague. Um, I would think that if she's talking about the environment, there's got to be something in the plant, uppercase T, uppercase P, regarding the environment, but there seems to be no reference to exactly anything in this quote of what that would be. So we're going to give this an incomplete, I think. Um, Next, elections matter, okay. And when folks vote, they order what they want, okay. And in this case, they got what they asked for. I went off script a little bit. Well, I wonder what the script was, because all she really says is that people vote and get what they vote for. So if she went off script, I'd be very interested to see what the script called for. I don't really know what much more we can do with that without knowing what the original script was and why she decided to go off it. Because it does actually look like it's pretty much self-explanatory. People vote and get what they want, what they vote for. Okay. Next one. I love Hanukkah because it really is about the light and bringing light where there has been darkness. And there is so much work to be done in the world to bring light. I love Hanukkah because it's really about the light and bringing light where there's been darkness. I think she's kind of missing the whole point of Hanukkah. I think Hanukkah is a little bit more than lighting up a dark room. I know I'm not Jewish. I do have some Jewish friends. I've been to Israel, and they're very nice, heavy-duty people. I would tend to think that Hanukkah is a little bit more than lighting up a room. But then again, I'm not Jewish. That's just my thought. Let's look at a couple more here. So Ukraine is a country in Europe. It exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong, and it goes against everything that we stand for. Okay, well, a couple of things here. Yes, Russia is bigger than Ukraine. Uh, that does not necessarily mean anything. In World War II, Japan invaded China, which is a much bigger country, and it was politically kind of tricky. So I don't want to get into it too much. But Japan was a very a fraction of the size of China, and yet took over China for a variety of reasons. So the physical population or geographical size doesn't necessarily mean anything. But I would say that she's probably right. A country should probably not invade another country. But the size, nowadays with the weapons, it doesn't really mean all that much. We've gone a little bit beyond throwing rocks and spears at people. The number of people doesn't necessarily mean victory. So let's move on. But we all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet, based on what we've been able to see. And because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened. Well, this looks like a challenging one. But we all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet. Well, that means nothing. That means, what we know and don't know is everything. So, that means nothing. Based on what we've been able to see. And what we've not been able to see doesn't mean it hasn't happened. Yeah, that's just nonsense. What we see. But what we've all watched on television coverage just yesterday. Basically, that's on top of everything that could possibly happen or not possibly happen, because it may or may not have happened. That's just gibberish. The next one is do not come, do not come. I happen to remember this. This is what she said to the illegal immigrants in one of her many what do you about? Flip back and forth. She says, come, don't come. I guess when she said she opened the doors, now then she turned around and figured, okay, that's not very popular. And she said, do not come. So, she probably said, come, like, 5 minutes later. That's the way she is. The next one is the significance. Oh, this is the passage of time thing. This is very important to her. The significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is a great significance to the passage of time. Again, I guess this must be very new to her that she's living on a linear timeline. So the passage of time is that she realizes that as time goes on, it doesn't double back on itself. So this is very poetic. And I think just about any 4-year-old would be able to explain this to you in the fact that, they will never be two again. They will be six again, and they will be 7 and 8 and 9, but they will not be 1 and 2 again because of the passage of time. Brilliant. And here's the last one, and we can go over. It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down. Slow what down? I hope it's with the passage of time, because we've already discussed that the passage of time cannot fold on itself, and you cannot slow it down. It is a ship sailing straight, and it's consistent. It is time for us to do what we have been doing. Okay, well, then that's, if we've been doing it all along, is that even a necessary sentence? It is time for us to continue what we've been doing. And that time is every day. Okay. Again, I don't think we need that sentence. If it's every day we've been doing it all along, we really need to discuss it. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available for us to slow this thing down. Again, without knowing what the slowing this thing down is, it's really hard for us to judge what that is. But I will say that this would be tremendous food for thought for a 4 or 5-year-old. I think if we're talking about electing her as a preschool teacher who can state the obvious and sound very profound, maybe we'll run through some flashcards in there, some crayons, maybe children can draw the passage of time. It would probably be very, very interesting. But anyway, we are not electing a preschool teacher. We are electing the President of the United States. And the passage of time, while might be very important to her, isn't as that important to me per se. Maybe I'm overstating it. Maybe I'm missing the importance of the passage of time. But anyway, I do want to thank you for your time today. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and comment. And if not, then I thank you for your time, and I'll be putting these out sporadically, just to kind of say hi and see how things going. Okay, well, have a great day. Thank you for your time, and I'll talk to you later. This is Reverend Bill Ryan signing off.